It all began on an ordinary evening, or at least that's what Ina thought. The table was set, the smell of cutlets still lingered in the air, and Edward, her husband, was calmly chewing while scrolling on his phone. Nothing unusual until the front door suddenly swung open. Her mother walked in. Suitcase, dramatic look, theatrical sigh. "Ah, children, I can't take it anymore." Edward stopped dead in his tracks. "Mom, what's going on?" She placed a trembling hand on her forehead. "I'm dying in that apartment. The neighbors walk around like elephants. I haven't slept in 3 days. I feel like my brain is about to explode." A stroke is near, Edward, very near. Silence. Ina barely lifted her eyes. "Take some valerian and open the window." "Mistake, big mistake." "A window? You want to kill me with a draft?" shouted the mother-in-law, suddenly perfectly alive. Then, in a split second, her tone changed. Sweet, honeyed, calculated. "Ina, my dear, you have that huge apartment downtown, much too big for just the two of you, unnecessary, expensive to maintain. Why not sell it?" Ina put down her fork. She already understood every word, every intention. "Go on. We sell your apartment and buy 2 studios in a new complex. Modern, profitable. In one you live with Edward, and the other we rent out. Passive income, financial freedom." She smiled, but in her eyes there was something else. "And me?" Ina asked calmly. "Oh, me, I'll go to the countryside." "I need some fresh air," she replied, feigning modesty. A lie, obvious, transparent. The plan was clear. First, she must sell Ina's current apartment. Then complete the purchase before the wedding ceremony with her own money. Proceed to buy 2 separate properties together as a couple. And eventually turn half of the ownership over into Edward's personal property. It is simple, efficient, and perfectly unfair. But the worst part? Edward nodded. "That's an excellent idea. 2 properties are better than 1. That's when Ina understood. This wasn't a discussion. It was a strategy. And she was the target. In the days that followed, the pressure became constant. "We're a family, Ina. You only think about yourself. You don't trust me." Then came the gentle manipulation. "Imagine. 2 apartments. I could quit my job, devote myself to my passion." Ina listened to him and thought. Her husband was a weak and indecisive man, while her mother-in-law was incredibly formidable and overbearing. And the 2 of them always seemed to be perfectly in sync with one another. So, she made a radical and completely silent decision for her future. "All right," she said. A month later, the apartment was sold. Very quickly, very smoothly. The mother-in-law was already picking out curtains and antique floor lamp, decorations, everything, as if it all already belonged to her. And Ina paid without arguing, without protesting, without emotion. Then the day of the purchase arrived. And that's when Ina made her move. "I have a problem. I've damaged my passport." Panic. "What? But the signing is today." "My mother will sign in my place." Edward hesitated but agreed. Fatal mistake. What they didn't know was that Ina had prepared everything. Every detail, every document, every signature. She had transferred the money to her mother, officially, legally. And her mother bought the apartments in her own name. 6 months later, on the day the keys were handed over, November, cold, freezing. The mother-in-law was waiting in front of the building, 3 suitcases, a cat in a cage, and that famous street lamp carefully wrapped up. She was trembling, but smiling. "Where are they?" The car arrived. Edward got out, excited. "Mom, it's the big day. Give me the keys, Ina." But Ina didn't move. "You won't be going in." Silence. "Excuse me, these apartments aren't yours." She handed over a document. Edward took it. He turned pale. "Ona, Olga Ivanovna, your mother?" And now it's hers. The stepmother let go of the cage. The cat screamed. "You betrayed us!" "No," Ina replied calmly. "I protected myself." At that moment, a van arrived. Workers got out. Full renovation for Madame Olga. Yes, Ina replied. Then, looking them straight in the eyes and letting no one in, the door closed in front of them. Definitely the wind was blowing, cold and violent. Edward ran toward the car. Ina, don't do this. Where are we going to go? She lowered the window slightly. A taxi is coming, heading to the country house. But there's nothing there. You wanted to grow? Now's the time. Pause. Then she added, by the way, I've already filed for divorce. She left without looking back. They stayed there, in the cold, with their suitcases, the cat, and that ridiculous street lamp, a perfect symbol of their failure. Sometimes it's not strength that wins, but intelligence. And you? Tell me in the comments. What would you have done in their place?